Hi everybody, this is Diane. I'm feeling pretty tired today, but I was in here this morning and I did some stamping because you all said you wanted to see me make ephemera and do the stamping. So I did ephemera for the last few days, and that video should be up tomorrow as I'm making this. And so today I thought I would get going on the stamping. So I did some, and I did have a video recording while I did it, but I don't think I'll publish the video. I don't know. I just didn't like the video. So I'll show you what I did in that video. But prior to that, I had done some stamping like days ago in this journal. So I'll show you that. And I think, was that all? I think that's all I did, just that one page in this journal so far. But this is what I worked on this morning, some pages in this one. So I did the same corners, and then I did a stamp, a star. And then I did this page. And these are all Tim Holtz stamps. I've got another page here. I know I did some in the back half. There it is. Oh yes, I did emboss stars with silver embossing powder. And I also just stamped on some cardstock that I can cut out. So I'll be working on cutting those out later. So I decided to start using these Crafty by Tony stamps. She just sells them on in her Etsy. So you can look up Crafty by Tony on Etsy. I'll try to link her shop. But this was one stamp with all these different partitions, and this smaller one. And she has a lot of stamp sets that I don't have, but I think this was from her first collection that she put out. So you can purchase separately the solid pieces. Sorry, they're all sticking to each other, this set, to stamp inside the spaces. So I did that. I stamped the outlines in black, and then I stamped some of the solid parts in red, and then I did some navy blue, including the word signature and that number. So you can see I have these pieces lined up here that I stamped in black. New York Trading Company, purchase order, and the number. So I'll take them off now. I just had them on all lined up for that. So now I have some other pieces lined up that I'm going to do in a different shade of blue. And I think all of these stamps are from probably 3 different sets. So I have the paper butted right up into the corner because when I lift this, it picks the paper up. So I have to be able to put it exactly where it was. So I'm using Warm Breeze, so it's more of a turquoise. We'll see how that looks. And you can see I'm using words and numbers and some more of the solid stamps to do this. See how it turns out. I'm just playing, and if I like the way they look, I can use them. And I don't know if I need to do anything else. Maybe, I don't know if I have one thin enough to go there. A solid stamp. But you have to make sure when you put these stamps on the paper to get them lined up, you're putting the stamp, the ink surface, what you're going to put the ink on, down. So this one here, I put the wrong way. So the ink actually went on the back of it and stamped, so it bleeds over because it's not beveled on that side. So I used, this one goes here, but I used it here and I had it upside down like that so that the ink went on the back side where it's bigger. Does that make sense? So I'm going to leave it. Of course, I can't change it, but I'm not going to redo it. So I think I'm going to say these are done. I'll just cut them out too. But you know what? I am really too tired to fuss anymore with this kind of stuff. I think this stuff takes energy. I really do. So I'm just going to do some stamping on my pages right now. It takes energy of the brain, and I really don't have it today. So I'm going to get some pages and we'll do some stamping on pages. Let's do the little book. This does not go with the little book. In the video that I'm not going to share, I stamped my Tim Holtz tickets and then tried to die cut some of them out, but I spaced them too close together. I was trying to think what the problem was, and I don't even know where that paper is right now. I can hand cut them out, but I couldn't die cut them. So I do have some tickets. Well, I'm going to go with the same one I did earlier on the other borders, on the other. This is what I'm trying to stamp on, right? No, that's not what I'm trying to stamp on. This is what I want to stamp on. Okay, so I'm going to use this little corner stamp in Twilight. Remember what I did, like what other stamp I used in the corner. Oh, yep, it was this one. And I'll embellish this side with some digital ephemera. I'll put this over that little smudge of red ink there. I'm pretty smudgy. That's going to be good enough. There's that page. This is parchment paper. So I would like to use these stamps from Tim Holtz called Mixed Media. And you saw I used this one in that journal that I showed you, but I think I'll use this one here. And I stamped it off the page so it wasn't that wide, especially since this is a smaller page. I want to make sure I leave space for writing. So I think I'll do this in like a light brown color. This is soft suede from Stampin' Up. It's not very light, is it? But it's okay. And I want some more Tim Holtz stamps. I want to use this number 5. I really like this. Then I had this one for skill and amusement only. Like an arcade game, or like I said in the other video that I'm not going to publish, where I grew up in a small country town, we had a VFW, and we called them the VFW grounds. Sorry, somebody's calling me, but I don't know the number. And we had the 4th of July celebration on the VFW grounds. And they had games there. So this looks like something that would be on those games, for skill and amusement only. Parchment paper is not as absorbent as regular paper, so I don't want to touch anything that I just stamped. There's a little smudge right there. Because I get ink on my fingers and then I touch the paper. So these aren't necessarily patriotic stamps, but I just want to do them in the patriotic colors. That looks really cool. I love those engraving looking stamps. Finest in the world. I'm not sure where this was in the, I don't know what its position was in the journal, so I'll figure that out later. Okay. I think I will stamp some tickets on this page. This one says admit 1. And it looks like it was black ink, red. I meant to do it over on this page, but that's okay. We don't all have to follow the same order. I love that ticket. Ohio state tax included. I think I'll do another with the same ticket, but in a different color. So on this side, I will add the digital. So these were just kind of laying on top of each other, and I liked that, so I think I'll just put those together. Or maybe like this. It says July 4th. It takes up a lot of space, but I'm doing it. No, I gotta do this one first. Come on, let go. Can't see the white edges when it's laying on a white paper. That looks really nice all by itself. I'll just put this down here in the corner. Do the dots for this one. It's not quite straight. Now I want to stamp something here, or maybe just use one of my cutout pieces. That's a little bland. Maybe a little piece of fabric would be a fun touch here. I'm just checking colors. I don't want to use that big of a piece. I don't even know if I want to use fabric. Oh, I have an idea. Don't forget my little flag stickers. I've got a ton of them. Well, not a ton because they don't weigh much. I have this size and the little size. I was thinking maybe I could use the little size on this. There they are. They're so little I lose them. Yeah, because I think that one's too big, so I'm going to use that little one. I think it's perfect. There, that ended up being a fun page. So I think I'll do the embossed silver stars on the third page. Looks like I'm doing 3 stamped pages in each signature. This is Versamark watermark stamp pad, which I use as an embossing ink. And I have this little stamp. Ooh, it's got color on it. So it's basically just a wet ink, stays wet longer. So it can grab onto the embossing powder. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you've probably seen me using it. Embossing powder and embossing ink. Then we have to melt it. So that is 2 signatures in this little journal that got their stamping done. This is the Tim Holtz, oh, I forgot what this set is called. I'll do a postal card on it. Correspondence, I think, is what it's called. Maybe? Not sure. This just made me think of something else I might be able to use. That style of lettering made me think of tailor-made journals things. So if I stamp them in red and blue, they would look patriotic, I think. Not the French ones. But for this, and over here, Columbia Greaseless Hair Cream. I like to use these stamps to come out from behind something sometimes. So I'm going to use this one and do it at the top and the bottom in the twilight color, I think. Where'd I put it? So I'm going to just make a little mark where the top and bottom of this will be. Yeah. There, that's a fun one. covered in grit from that embossing powder. Okay, I've used that one and that one, so now I will use, don't think I want the beehive, so I'll use this one. I don't know why it has all this yellowish fiber in there. I don't remember using it before today. I want to see what other colors I used. I used brown and blue, the turquoise blue. So I'll use red here. And I think I'll put a ticket here, but I'm gonna wait till I clean up in here and I can find the tickets that I already stamped and cut one out and put it there. Last one for this journal, but then I'll be done for the day, for this video at least. Let's see. Oh yes, the tailor-made journal stuff, and these are Kathy Holden flea market finds. These are not the ones I wanted. What'd I do with the ones I wanted? Oh, they're right here. They're kind of big, and I don't want to take up too much space on the page, but I think I'll use the general store. I'm trying to figure, I think it goes this way. Yeah. Jeepers. This way. Okay, so I've got all the stamping done in this one and in this one. So I'm going to stop the video now and hopefully finish the stamping in the other two journals so I can clean up the stamp mess and be done with it. So I hope you're having a creative day and that you will come back and see what happens next. I think next I'll be able to add the fabric flips and the ruffles that we did and start putting in pockets and stuff like that. So come on back for the next one, and I'll see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.